Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about a topic that I get asked about all the time. And it is how to convince your parents to support you with your dreams, no matter if that is to study abroad, to start your own business, whatever it is that you want to do. And yeah, how to really get your parents on board with the things that you want to accomplish in life. You're still in school, you're dependent on your parents financially, maybe you're living with your parents, you're spending a lot of time with them like I am right now. I'm living at home right now with my parents. In this video, I just want to share with you, how many tips did I write down? I want to share with you 7 tips to get your parents on board with your dreams. Maybe right now your parents just don't get you, like you feel like they don't get your dreams. They're really skeptical about what you want to do. They're saying, oh, do you really think that? Should you really make those big plans? What happens if it doesn't work out? What happens, blah, 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 and they might be really skeptical. So with those 7 tips, we're really gonna take your parents from skeptical to, I see why you want to do that, and to be willing to help you and to support you with your dreams. And this actually came up with a client recently that I was on a call with for consultation, and she really wanted to coach with me, but she couldn't get her parents on board. Her parents were really skeptical about the coaching. They didn't really understand why should she hire a coach, and they just really didn't get why she wanted that. And they told her, don't make such big plans, you might get disappointed, what if it doesn't work out? There is so much we can do and how we communicate with our parents. So I do really want to share my tips with you that I got from my own experience, because when I told my parents that I want to study abroad, which is now more than 5 years ago, I remember I was walking beside my mom at the grocery store when it just hit me. I was like, I think I want to study abroad. So I turned around and I was like, Mom, I think I want to study abroad, right? And her reaction was like, okay. And she also didn't really believe me. She was like, oh, she's not serious right now. And to be fair, my parents have always been super supportive. They have supported me financially. I get along really well with my parents. Say also when I started my business, no one in my family is an entrepreneur. So they obviously didn't really understand my thought process behind starting my business, why I invested so much money in it. And I tried for a really long time to kind of convince them, and then I got super disappointed when they didn't get it. Through the years now, I got a lot smarter with how I communicate things to my parents, so I do hope that some of the tips I give you today help you. But yeah, how my parents reacted when I told them that I want to study abroad, they weren't, oh my gosh, yes, you need to do it. They were more like, okay, if you think that's what you want to do, then we're here to support you and, do it. But it wasn't that they would encourage me to do it. It was more like they were in a neutral standpoint, trusting me, right? And here's why I think they reacted that way, because they knew that I believed in myself, and I kind of sold them the idea of studying abroad with confidence. I knew that I could do it. And that is also the first tip that I want to give you, is that if you want your parents or really anyone else to believe in you, then you first have to believe in yourself, right? No, dog! Please be quiet. So it's really kind of as if you're applying to a job or applying to a university. You have to be confident in your ability to succeed in that position or in that course, just like you have to be confident when you tell your parents you want to study abroad, or you want to start your own business, or you want to get a coach, that you have to be confident that this is going to help you and that you're able to actually do it, right? So before you do anything else, before you talk to your parents, really work on that own self-belief that you can actually do it. Because it's kind of like you are actually basically selling something to your parents, right? That is what I just learned actually today in my business course, is if you want to sell something, you have to believe in 3 things. You have to believe in yourself, right? Self-belief. You have to believe in the product, which here is studying abroad, for example. You have to believe in that. You have to believe that, oh my God, studying abroad is going to be the best thing that I could do for myself. I need to do this. It's going to completely change my life. And third, you have to believe in the customer, so your parents, right? You have to believe that your parents, when you communicate it in the correct way, that they want the best for you, right? And you have to assume the best. You have to believe in their, capability to understand you and to support you. Because if you communicate it with confidence, with certainty, with belief, the chances are like 5,000 times higher that your parents are gonna say, she must be that confident for a reason. Versus if you're like, yeah, well, I was thinking about that, and I don't really know myself, to be honest. Like, I'm quite skeptical and I don't know if you can do it. Your parents are gonna see that and they're gonna wanna keep you safe. They're like, oh, she's not confident in that. Like, what if something's gonna happen to her? We wanna keep her safe. Do you see like how much less likely it is for your parents to say yes to it if you don't believe in it in the first place, right? So that's really the foundation. Okay, my second tip, now that we've done all the belief work, you have to get really smart on how you communicate it with your parents, focusing on how this will benefit you. Because you have to believe, we worked on the belief, you have to believe that your parents want the best for you. They want to support you. So you have to communicate really what impact it is gonna make in your life, right? So again, studying abroad, how this will impact your future, how this investment of money and time will completely be worth it because it's gonna change the rest of your life. How much you're going to gain from it. I really need you, when you talk to your parents, to be really focused on that, to help your parents be just willing to invest, for example, their money into you because they see it's going to be worth it, right? And don't think that your parents aren't willing, for example, to pay for stuff. That's not true. Your parents have paid for stuff that they think benefits you for your entire life, like hobbies or gifts or whatever, school, education. They've already done it because they believe it's benefiting you. So you have to sell it to them that whatever you want to do is also benefiting you and make them understand the impact that's going to make in your life. The third tip I have for you is, it kind of goes hand in hand with this, and generally when you talk to your parents, you have to communicate whatever you're saying in a way that they understand. So for you, the idea of studying abroad, because maybe you've watched my videos, might be just completely like normal. And it's like, yeah, of course people study abroad, it's completely possible. It's something that people do, it's safe, I can do it as well. But for your parents, it might be like, studying abroad, moving to a different country, oh my god, so much can happen. And because maybe they didn't grow up with the opportunities, very likely, and that actually didn't grow up with the opportunities we have today. And also maybe think about how were they brought up? Like, what are their beliefs, their experiences? What are your grandparents like? This is really interesting generally to understand your parents. Like, your parents are the way they are because of what happened to them, right? Because of their experiences, and they're making judgments based on their experiences. So you have to communicate whatever you want to do on a level that kind of introduces them to the idea, not just throwing it at them. Or for example, if you want to start your own business, don't go super in depth on like what your business is going to be about and how much money you want to invest in it and who your target audience is going to be. No, like, communicate it in a way that makes sense for them, that kind of gets them on board in their own mindset. And really, again, always remembering your parents want the best for you. And the reason why they might not get you right now or might not want to support what you want to do isn't because that they don't love you or that they don't want the best for you. It's exactly because of that. It's because they do love you and they do want the best for you. So in their judgment, saying no to this is keeping you safe, right? So you have to communicate it again in a way that makes sense to them on where they are in their mind. The fourth tip that I have for you, throughout all this, this entire process, make sure that your parents aren't your only support system. Because yes, in the beginning, they might not get you, right? And they might not see you as a person who's capable of doing whatever you want to do, simply because, yeah, they might know you as that fragile child that they have to protect. They might not yet see you as that strong and brave and confident woman, maybe because you never showed that side to them. they just don't know you the way that you truly are. They don't know how capable you are, right? So it's really about surrounding yourself with people who don't see you as that fragile child, but as that strong, capable, empowered woman. Right? And that is what I do with my clients, for example, as a life coach. Like, I see them as a person who already has the dream life that they want to live. Like, I am 1000% confident that they can do it. So maybe that is, getting support from a coach, or that might be surrounding yourself with people, who are also studying abroad, like joining my free Facebook group, Girls Study Abroad. So really figuring out how can you surround yourself, maybe even with new people who don't know you as that old you, right? But who know you and who see you as a person who is in the process of applying to study abroad, or who is, becoming an entrepreneur, right? Or who's super into personal development and investing in herself. Once you start doing that, once you have that support system around you, you also don't feel so dependent on your parents' opinion all the time. Yes, we're still working on getting them on board because we do want their support, but it's not like you're so just like your entire world and your entire just whether your dreams are possible or not is dependent on whether your parents believe in you, because you have other people who believe in you as well. The fifth tip that I have for you, and this is actually something you can start doing now, is to start setting boundaries with your parents. So this is of course really important generally, that we set boundaries with people and we kind of show up with confidence, we stand up for ourselves, but this is especially important in this process right now, because with our parents, obviously because we see ourselves as a child, we kind of think that our parents are above us. They are on the pedestal, right? And what they say is the law and they're right, even though they might not be right. So what we do by setting those boundaries, we step by step go up on their level. And that is kind of what we want to end up in eventually. It won't happen overnight like this, but you do want your parents to see you more as an equal rather than someone who is fragile and vulnerable and their child and they, need to protect them all the time. You want to show them that you can stand up for yourself, that you have expectations, you have standards, and you, want the people around you to respect them. And your parents are also people who need to respect your boundaries. So that can really be anything, that you start setting boundaries in. For example, a boundary that I had to set with my parents that took a while was when I started working from home in like my second year of uni, when I was like, how old was I? Like 19 or something. I started building my business. My mom would always, like a lot of times when I was working on the laptop, come in and ask me if I could do something for her, right? Because I was just working on my laptop and I wasn't actually busy, because for her going to work was going to work, you're there, and then you're not meant to be interrupted. So I had to tell her over and over again that yes, I'm gonna help you. I'm currently working, so I'm gonna help you in 2 hours when I'm done with work, okay? Right? And I said that many times before she actually, got into her mind that I was doing really important work. I was actually working, and the boundary was I'm gonna help you when I'm done with work, because when you are at your work, I'm not calling you and being like, Mom, come home, I need you right now. That is also, by the way, then my sixth tip is all of that might not happen immediately. So you might not get your parents on board just like this, because they have seen you as a child for your entire life. Like for however many years you're old, they have seen you as that, fragile human maybe that they need to protect. So kind of stepping up, showing up as that woman, as a capable woman, a confident woman, having them see who you really are, believe you, trust you, that might take a while, right? And that is totally okay, but you can really get started with this entire process today. It's important, especially starting to create that self-belief, doing the inner work, looking for a support system, setting those boundaries. It just needs time to open up to an opportunity to think different. It takes a while to maybe change, how they see you. And that is totally fine. It's just about not giving up. Like I had to reinforce, for example, that boundary of Mom, I'm currently working right now, over and over and over again. I still sometimes have to do it now. In the beginning, I would get really annoyed all the time at my mom, but I just realized that she's just not used to that. And that is why she does it. Not because she doesn't respect what I do, because, you know, that's immediately then what we think is like, oh, they don't respect me and they don't take what I do seriously. Maybe because a little bit of you believes that as well. You know, maybe a little bit of me back then believed that, oh yeah, maybe I'm really just sitting on my laptop and not really doing anything. Like, is this business actually working? And you know, what am I even doing? So then when my mom kind of made me believe that, it triggered me and it made me like really angry at her for not respecting me when maybe I wasn't respecting myself either, you know? So it's really interesting how just those dynamics work. And then the last tip I want to share with you, or just the last little thought that I want to give you here is, if you had to make it work, how would you do it? If it was promised to you that you could study abroad, it would be the most amazing opportunity of your life, how would you come up with the money? If you knew that hiring a coach would forever transform your relationships, it would enable you to find your dream partner, to have this dream life, dream business, have a beautiful relationship with the people around you, how would you come up with the money? Or if you knew that business success is guaranteed to you, it's promised to you, how would you get started, right? Because we often almost also make excuses on, you know, I'm dependent on people around me and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, you might actually be financially dependent on your parents. Like, I'm not saying that's not true. And there are people who have, you know, I have friends who have paid for their entire study abroad themselves, without the support of their parents. I have invested my entire savings into personal development when I was getting started with my business. Know that those excuses that come up in your mind are normal to have, and then ask yourself, because, you know, as soon as there is one exception to that, that thought you have is not true. It's just a thought, right? If you tell me, yeah, I just can't afford to study abroad. I just can't afford it. If your life would depend on it, how would you afford it? You know, would you take more part-time jobs? Would you ask your grandparents for money? You know, would you see if you can sell stuff? Would you maybe take up a loan? If your life depended on it, how would you do it? And it's not actually about then going out and doing it. I mean, like, if you're so committed, yay. It's more about realizing that it's really up to you. Like, we always think we're dependent on everything and everyone around us, external circumstances, people, when we have so much power inside and we are so capable if we only open that door in our mind. And if we're like, if I had to, how would I? Right? Because then we can really see how powerful we are, right? And then once we see that again and then go into the communication with our parents, they're gonna be like, wow, that girl's resourceful. Like, if we can present a plan and be like, okay, listen, so this is what I want to do, why I want to do it, the benefits it's gonna have in my life. Here's the plan on how I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna get this part-time job. I'm gonna ask grandparents for money. Here's how I do it. Here's how I apply for scholarships. And I talked to people who are already doing it and they told me this and they gave me those tips. Then your parents are gonna be like, wow, okay. And maybe then they're ready to support you. You know, but you have to first do the work yourself. You really have to, and you know, you are so capable. You're so capable. Oh my gosh, you're so capable of living your dream life. You know, like, I get messages from people almost every single day who moved abroad, who started their own business, who are just going forward with what they really want to do, even if they don't have a lot of people who believe in their dreams, even if their parents don't really support them, they find a way and they do it. And so can you. I believe in you. I cheer you on. If you want to work with me as your life coach, I can really be your support system. I can help you through that entire process of building the self-belief, really figuring out how can you set those boundaries with your parents, with your friends, and also kind of what we did today, like, how can you really change your thoughts So they support you and they help you to step into your power, to really be independent and to go after your dreams. I'm going to teach you that process when we work together one-on-one. So if you're interested in working with me as a coach, you can book a free consultation down below in the description box. So it's just going to be a 1-hour video call. We're going to chat about what's going on in your life right now, what are your dreams, like what are your big dreams, your goals, and then how we can work together and how I can support you in this. So I would love to chat with you. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, comment down below any other questions you have, any thoughts, and yeah, thank you so much for watching this video today, and I will see you in my next one.